My name is Musa Sumana Soko, Executive Coordinator, Youth Partnership for Peace and Development in Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone's social fabric has been torn apart by decade-long civil war with absolute decline of young women and girls into fields of education and training, drastically leading to unemployment and social mayhem. Today, many young women and girls are out in the streets fending for daily survivals via prostitution. Through the Sustainable Youth Livelihood and Empowerment Program, the Youth Partnership for Peace and Development was able to bring about the Helping Them for a Lifetime project, which is a way of uplifting women's livelihood through vocational skills training. The program aims at helping illiterate young women and girls to help themselves out of poverty through livelihood. Our project helps educate victims of sexual and gender-based violence with the tools they need to better empower themselves in their future and indeed overcome poverty. Help us overcome and uplift poverty of women in Sierra Leone and major efforts towards reducing economic vulnerability and instilling dignity for our mothers, our sisters. The Helping Them for a Lifetime is a move in ensuring that women in Sierra Leone, especially in the northern province of Sierra Leone, where we've been operating for the past 3 years, in helping them have a safer place in society and indeed making them feel that they too can contribute meaningfully to the development of their world. Sierra Leone being one of those countries in Africa where women have been largely marginalized, debarred from taking part in national leadership and even at communal level, and indeed considering the patriarchal society like Sierra Leone, women still continue to play the backbencher role and they are still being regarded as properties to men. So this project is an intervention towards uplifting women from poverty and indeed reducing their economic vulnerability. To a very large extent, this project is an effort towards global development and those set forth by the United Nations Women's Programme. The Youth Partnership for Peace and Development was want to continue improving access to informal education through the provision of vocational skills training for vulnerable young women and girls who are mainly war-affected victims, teenage mothers, and former combatants. This will increase access to sustainable livelihoods, reduce unemployment, violence, and promote self-reliance and sustainable peace and development in Sierra Leone. It will benefit 40 young women at a time in a year's period, especially those that are referred to as war-affected, dropout, and of course teenage mothers in dressmaking and textile designs, inclusive of garment tie-dyeing, entrepreneurship, basic measurement and calculation. Tutors will be employed for the project duration, especially for tailoring and the textile designs and the basic adult literacy. Trainees will be certified and given startup kits upon graduation to go and establish their own small businesses, especially in helping them for a lifetime for themselves, their families, and their children. The project impact is that it will address the acute poverty and unemployment faced by young women and girls in post-war Sierra Leone. We want to continue to offer an opportunity for each young woman and girls in situation of extreme violence and poverty so that they can in turn change their lives and give to others. To do that, we need your support. Your support will go towards the procurement of the sewing machines and of course materials that will accompany the whole year training program, purchase of wooden materials like stool, of course furniture that they will be sitting on, purchase of materials like the clothes that they will be using to practice right through the training program, payment of training center rent, payment of stipends for trainers, and indeed the packaging of startup kits for our beneficiaries to help them set up their startup projects and smaller entrepreneurial enterprises within their communities. Your project, your help will go a long way in reaching these set of people in dire need of it. Thank you. We do not only provide them with the startup kits to establish their own smaller businesses within their communities, but we also help them in training like business management and entrepreneurial skills, and to help to further maintenance their machines and other tools when they get some problems, just so that they're able to retain some monies to help their families instead of giving them to people out there who are already okay with machine maintenance. So this is our project, and we strongly believe with